Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the second video in the road to 3 marks and the AMX 30 Premier Prototype. And it's Mr. Lan who's driving it. Let's see how he gets on the east-spawn of Airfield. Okay, 105mm gun capable of 390 alpha. And with standard APCR, it will go through 248mm of armour. With the heat rounds, it goes through 300mm of armour. And in fact, actually, it's the heat rounds that this tank was really loaded with when they actually designed it. The APCR, I'm afraid, is fake. Wargaming have admitted that. Yep, it never had APCR. It only ever had heat. And he's popping up from this position. It's nicely using his... well, he's using gun depression that he doesn't really have. He's got 8 degrees of gun depression normally, but by popping up in this position like this and leaning over the side of the tank, he's got good depression on that. He got the Kampfpanzer. And, oh yes, a good round into the RE251 just before he got wiped out by the T-54 first prototype. Now, who's next? You'll have to remember that spot because it's actually quite a useful spot that you stick in that bush. They can't really see you, but you're actually looking over the edge. If somebody pops up in the usual position, you get shots directly into them and they don't know you're there. And in fact, actually, there are some enemy over there. There's a Leopard 1 in the pocket. There's a Leopard 1 and an IS-7. Well, he was spotted when he fired. Oh, well, he's already got a CS-59 nearby. He squeezes past. Okay, you notice how he pulls back there. Actually, he does give a good situational awareness. Goes to the engine bay. Yup, gets him. Got a high roll on that one, 455. Yeah, that Leopard 1's still in the pocket. Oh, T-54 lightweight didn't look where he was going. You can't stay there for too long. Yeah, the Leopard was there, and he was seen, so he has to pull back. Yeah, 6 seconds. No, he's still there. Is he going to pop it back out again? Okay, he was seen, but it was that kind of saw him with the Kampfpanzer. Low roll from this one, but only just. Remember, he's on the road to 3 marks, which means he has to keep up a steady amount of damage on the enemy. It looks like the Kampfpanzer was looking in this direction. I think those of you who are not Arty players, and there's quite a few, because remember, What Arty Noobs does have a lot of Arty players on it, but a lot of tank players as well, players who like playing tanks, but probably those that don't have the exact skills and don't know how to make the best of their tank. If you notice the way that Mr. Lan hangs back, he takes some distance away from his own tank to have a good look round, holding down his right hand mouse button. He can have a quick look to see what's around him, but at this moment he's focusing on getting a shot into that M103 if he pops out. Oh, he's doing the zooming thing because he's getting a bit bored. Some players do that when they get sort of like, monotonously staring at the same spot for too long. They'll start zooming in and out, in and out. That's what really upsets Jingles, He really doesn't like that. And the Leopard was actually popping up into the slot a lot. Now, the Kampfpanzer's probably not focused on him anymore. And he's waiting for that Leopard to pop up. To try not to do it if you can help it. In fact, the Kampfpanzer is dead, so that's why he never popped back up again. He's waiting for that Leopard to come down. He's not coming down. I would have thought if he'd gone to the edge, he'd He's to get a shot. He's being cheeky here. This is extending yourself too far. And there's an UDES 16 on the enemy team in front of him. So if he's not careful... Okay, he's decided to pull back. Going back to the same spot he did before. Can he get shots into that leopard without the leopard seeing him? No. In fact, the M103 has now come up to a position where they could get shots into him. And in fact, actually, he's gone. The Jaeger got him. So he's pushing on this corner, trying to shoot at that leopard, or at least looking in that direction. And no, he's decided he's going to change position again. Ah, now that's why, because he wanted the IS-7, who's come out of his hole after the M103 died. They are ahead, 3 ahead at the moment. He's just tempting at the moment, trying to get shots. There's the leopard. When he pulled back, no, he's actually getting rounds into the CS-59, who's popped up into the pocket. Now, what will the leopard do? He's trying to fight it out. Oh, the leopard's gone. Okay, that's good. So we're now pushing forward, 4 tanks ahead now. Still looking for that UDES. Where are you? There he is. And we've got a Foch behind. He's using the bush mechanic for the Foch. Trying to go for the overhead. No, didn't get it. Just reacquired. Guys pulled back into the bush. Go for the overhead. Yes, he gets that one in, but it's a low roll. The Foch saw him move. Yep, gets in position. Now we know where the FP4005 is as well. But I think we might be able to get shots into him now. Long range. Oh! He's taken out by the CS-59, and ouch! We took a round from the Arty, the FP3805, and we now know where he is. He's also in that corner. Okay, so he can push, but we know the UDES 16 is somewhere over. Yeah, that's the. In fact, it's the Leopard prototype. Now, we're not the only one who hit him, and he's now lost a lot of hit points, but he's still a 2-shot. And there's UDES. Yeah, so he was there, and now we're taking shots from the Arty again and the GW. So we can't stay here forever, and we get clobbered by the Foch in the gun. Now that's going to cause problems for our accuracy. There's the Foch. Can we get a shot at this range with a damage gun? Yes, he does. Good shot. So that's his first kill of the game. But he has to move eventually because the Arty will be firing in here again. There goes the FP3805, so he doesn't have to worry about that. The GW is now sighted. He gets around him for 380. Low roll, but the GW is down, which now means there's only the Leopard prototype and the UDES 16, and they're both the other side of this rock. Everyone knows that. We've got the UDES, our own team is homing in on that position. He's now cleared to move. T-54 lightweight's also coming in. He's on top of the hill on Temple Mount, or the middle mount in the centre of the map. He wants damage on these last 2 if he's going to maintain his road to 3 marks. There's the UDES. Oh, didn't pen. Pulls back. Stays to reload. Will he get shot in the lever? No. And the UDES takes him out. Oh, ouch. And the UDES looks like he's going for a dip. Yep, he's gone down into the water. And I think the others are probably going to join him. Or at least jump on him anyway. Yeah, they did, apparently. Oh, we're not getting to see the fun, but the Unis has been killed. In fact, the Object 268 drowned him. So it must have jumped on top of him and held him underwater long enough for him to die. That's the end of the first game. Let's have a look at the second one. The second replay in this video is an interesting one because it's the Ghost Town Assault, and he's on the defending team. So let's see how Mr. Land gets on in this one. Well, he's well on the way now to getting his 95%.
I need help.
And he's asking for the others to help him out. In fact, I think it's the AMX 30 he's actually asking for help on this one. Or was that him? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe that was him saying he just needs help. Okay, he's just spotted a Hawk. Hello. Puts a round in. Pulls back. Hawk 30's the premium German light tank. Puts one into the AMX 5120. So he started out well by getting some damage. Oh, back chat 12 ton. Puts one into him. So he's already up 1200 hit points and the game's only been going for just a minute. Now, again, he's sort of like pushing. I'm not sure if these two are actually trying to get third marks at the moment. I think if they knew that Mr. Lamb was trying to get third marks, they probably let him do most of the killing. Nice, but hit the... I think that actually just damaged the optics on that guy. No, that didn't. That ricocheted off. Oh, fire though, and he's gone. And the fire actually went to the Waffenträger. So yes, okay. So he got hit by a big shell. Now, what have we got over here? Remember, there were a couple of tanks over in this direction. Back chat. Oh, Object 704. Now that he was lucky. That was an HE round, and oh, took a round from a Progetto 66. He's been hitting the fuel tank at the front. Remember, I did say there's a fuel tank at the front of this vehicle, so it's easy to get holes in your fuel, and that ends up with fire if you're not careful. He's lost his gunner. He's waiting for his first aid kit to become free so he can get the gunner back in, and that means his damage rate's going to drop from this game. He has to play second fiddle now, and the T-54 lightweight got the 12 ton, but he's still trying to get some damage, even with a damaged gunner. Oh, no. He needs to be careful, don't ram into your teammates when they're aiming, because otherwise that could be inconvenient. Yes, you can make a lot of enemies if you nudge someone just at the moment they're about to shoot at an enemy, but I don't think the Brass was actually doing that on this occasion. I think he was just holding that position at that moment, waiting for one of the enemies to pop up, and it's the 704, and they're both using the bush mechanic to try and get shots on that guy. In the meantime, there are enemy tanks that they might be able to get damage on who are in the town. I'm beginning to wonder now if he wonders that he possibly would have done better. He's put the gunner back in. That means that's going to increase his accuracy again. He's still got half his hit points. Here comes the 1390. Oh, didn't Penny must have hit the tracks. Yeah, can he get a shot on these guys? Progetto. No, wrong angle. Bounced off the turrets. Progetto's got very thin armour as well, but if you hit the top of the turret, it will probably bounce off. Ah. The AMX 1390, and he's gone. Brass got him with 2 shots. Right, now the 704 popped up for a moment, but it's pulled back again. These guys really do not want to get hit. The Brasker's come back to join him. And the T-54 lightweight. The Brasker's directly behind him. T-54 lightweight to his left. Okay, T-54 Lightweight's gone to the other end because he might be able to get shots on the AMX 5120. And I suppose it's just a waiting game now to see when those guys are pop up. The 122 just killed the AMX 5120. We're one tank down on the enemy, but they're not doing too well because it's, remember, it's only a 10-minute battle and we're halfway point. It is taking a risk doing this, but he does need the damage. Okay, we've got a IS-22. Use the bush mechanic. Go for the engine bay. Gets it. Nice shot. High roll. Go for it again. Guy's just offering his ass to us. And he gets the shot. Second shot was also a high roll. 406. Now he's actually in a position where he might be able to get shots on the guys in the town. Oh no, that's difficult. Okay, what about these guys? Have they pulled away? We haven't seen them for a while. And it looks like they've pulled away. Yeah, he's doing that zoom in, zoom out thing again. He's using his mouse wheel to do that, by the way. No shot to start. Oh, yes there is, yes there is. And he's got the rear of the gun. Oh, loops that one over the building. And oh, that's a pretty brutal kill there. The E75TS did not take any prisoners and rammed the standard B to death. There's the Progetto. Now that's the Progetto 66, which of course is the new heavy tank in the Italian heavy tank line. And that's the tier 9 one, which Klaus Kellerman likes rather a lot. I think he thinks it's quite a good tank. Right, gets one into the turret. It's a low roll. Still loading the heat rounds to make sure he gets the damage. Doesn't care about the credits. He cares about the damage. He needs damage. Top of the turret. Yes, gets it in. Nice shot. We can see that 704 has gone into the town. So there's just a Progetto on his own. And he now knows that this guy is a... Is he a 2-shot or a 1-shot? 2-shot. 1-shot. 1-shot. Yeah. Okay. And there's the Borsig behind. Dodge, dodge. That's it, that's it. Push mechanic. Yes, get something. He's now up to just under 4k of damage. Remember, oh, needs to get the damage. And there goes the 704, which means there's only 2 enemies left. An ISU 152, who's way down in the south, and the Arty, which is an M53, M55. He'll take the Arty. There he is. Hello. And that's his high caliber, potentially high caliber. 20% of the enemy hit pool. Just wonders if somebody else has done more damage. Now up to 4.3k of damage. And that was it. The ISU 152k has been killed. And so that's the end of this game. And let's have a look at the end of battle results. And here's the end of battle results. In the first game on Airfield, he managed to get a 3rd class tanker. But all he managed to get was a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage and a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. Remember, he got killed in the end by the UDES while he was trying to get the shots on the enemy. Didn't get a shots on the Leopard. I think he wanted to. And, well, I think it was the IS-7 at the end he was trying to get shots on, but no, didn't get what he wanted, but got killed by the UDES who got drowned. So let's have a look at the team score and see where he stood. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Leopard 1 on the enemy team, 3,791 hit points. But he got the 2nd highest damage with 2,755. And the 3rd highest damage went to the Jaeger on his team with 2,699. When it came to kills, the top scorer was the 268 who drowned the enemy, the UDES, at the end. So did the M53, M55. He got 3 kills. And the Kampfpanzer also managed to get 3. And I'm afraid in this one, Mr. Land only got a single kill. But he did get it. So when it came to base XP, it's actually the Kampfpanzer who did the best with 974. The Jaeger managed to get 860, and then we got the M53, M55 with 848, and he only picked up 830, which puts him in 4th place on the XP, But it was a difficult battle in this one because he chose to go up Temple Mount. Normally, if you go the other routes, obviously you need a bit of armour to defend yourself against heavyweight opposition. And so going up onto the centre Temple Mount, or rather the mountain in the centre, does actually mean you are going to be sacrificing a bit of damage to actually spot the enemy and also get opportunistic shots. Remember, this tank doesn't have any armor, so if you do get spotted, you're more than likely going to take some damage. Anyway, let's have a look at detail and see what he did. 13 shots fired, 10 direct hits, 8 penetrations, damage of 2,755 hit points, not as much as he normally does. 823 of that was at long range. Those were the shots on the Arty and the, what was the other one that he was firing at long range at? The FP4005? I don't think it was that. It was the Foch, wasn't it? Yes, the Foch he was firing at long range. 4 hits received, 3 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and 3 hits by way of splash. The Arty did have a tender spot for him towards the end of the game when he was cornered in that position behind the rock. 750 hit points of damage blocked by armour, 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, and 1,023 hit points of spotting assist. On a premium count on this one, he earned 31,028 credits, got 11,636 from battle payments, total of 58,178. But yet again, he did have to fire the heat rounds because it was the only way to absolutely make sure that he did do the damage. And as a consequence on this game, he actually ended up with a massive loss of 55,567 credits for the game. But he will make that back in no time at all. 830 XP, 1,245 experience points taken away. So that was the first game. Bit of a difficult one really, because there wasn't a lot that he could do damage on to earn his points. But in the second one, that was much more interesting. First class tanker in this one. He also got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 5 exactly on this one, and a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle. He got a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team on this one. He also got the high caliber, he did do the most damage in the game, at least 20% of the enemy hit pool in total. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he stood. Well, 4,314 was the figure that he actually had at the end on his board, and yes, that's exactly what he did. There was no hidden shots in this one. The next highest damage was actually the Waffenträger, who managed to get 2,593, and the third highest damage was that Object 704 on the enemy team, who decided that he wasn't going to poke over the hill, because if he did, he was going to expose himself to enemy fire, and he didn't really fancy getting punctured, so he went into the town, which is a very bad move because the 704 is one of those tank destroyers which needs to shoot at long range in order to maximise the use of that gun, but it has fairly weak armour, so if it goes into a town it's likely to get bullied. 2,186 hit points to him. Yep, okay, so when it came to kills, the highest scorer was, well, a lot of them, because they all got 2 kills. You've got Mr. Land at the top, the Waffenträger, the T-54 lightweight, the 122 TM, the Scorpion, and the E-75 TS on his own team. So 6 tanks on his own team got 2 kills, and 2 tanks on the enemy team. The Standard B and the 704 both got 2 kills as well. When it came to base XP, he's got the top on that one, so he's got the top in all 3 columns technically. 1,280, which means he's the only one over 1,000. The next high scorer being the E75 TS, who ram killed that Standard B at the end. 812 went to the 122 TM, the guy who killed the AMX 50 120. Let's have a look at detail. 17 shots fired in this game, 15 direct hits and 11 penetrations, damage of 4,314 hit points, a little bit more than the last battle, 1,625 of which were at more than 300 meters. Some of those were the shots that were actually directly into town. 3 hits received from the enemy, 1 penetration, 1 non-penetration, and 1 hit by way of splash. That shot actually came from the 704, who fired an HE round at him and got a very low roll, which was lucky for Mr. Lamb because he was able to retreat, but of course he did lose his gunner, had to wait a while for the gunner to get back in to be accurate again, and he also took a round from, I believe it was the Progetto, when he was, in fact actually received a lot of rounds from people pretty quickly, but he managed to pull back, regroup and get his crew working again, and then he was able to do some more damage. You see, it can be just really unfortunate if you get a couple of shots that actually hit you and you've got no armor. It can put you completely out of whack. But he managed to recover on this one, so he could do more damage and get the high caliber. 8 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and 2,849 hit points of spotting assist in this game. In fact, you can see the fact that he got 8 tanks spotted in this game, he was damn close to getting a scout medal. It was just 1 tank out from getting that scout. That would have been rather unusual, for this is a medium tank, not a light tank. On a premium count, he earned 51,701 credits, got 19,388 from battle payments, total of 96,940. And after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he actually did make a loss, but it's only a small one this time, 5,042. And that's mainly because he did do much more damage in this game than he did in the previous one, so he didn't suffer so much of a loss. 1,280 XP. And 1,920 experience points to take away. So, as he says, AMX 13, 92 to 95% MOE, and that's the 4th game out of 7. So, the next video is going to be the interesting one, because that's going to be the one where we'll see how he gets to 3rd mark. And if you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below, because it feeds the algorithm.
Hold it on the very end, okay?
And thank you for watching.